Hello good people, welcome so much to Cooking with Mary Hope. Thank you very much that you've clicked onto this video. So kindly please stick up to the end because today I'll be preparing green gram curry, which is locally known as Ndengu. And for this recipe, we want to ensure that our Ndengu, we add a little bit of flavors so that it can become more tasty, and it is such a simple recipe. So kindly please stick up to the end as I share with you the steps that are being involved in order to get the best Ndengu curry. Welcome. These are the ingredients we'll be using. I have onions, tomatoes, rosemary leaves, green bell peppers, carrots, seasonings, crushed ginger and garlic, and my soy sauce. About the measurements, you'll check them on the description box. Then I have my already boiled green grams. On preparing the green grams, you can soak them just to lower the cook time, and on boiling them, it's not such a hard labor. We just put enough water as the way you can see from the video, and then we are going to allow them to boil for a maximum of 30 minutes. Our green grams should be ready, and if you soak them, the cook time will be much less, maybe around 20 minutes or even 15 minutes if you soak them for a longer time. So let us all start cooking. The first step, we'll start frying our onions. We put enough vegetable cooking oil in our cooking pot and allow it to preheat a little bit, and then we're going to put in our onions. And on putting in our onions, we stir them nicely so that they are very nicely covered with the cooking oil, and we spread them nicely in the cooking pot because we want when they start to discolor, they discolor evenly. So spread them nicely in the cooking pot. After our onions have softened a little, we are going to put in our crushed ginger and garlic. Then we will keep on stirring as the way you can see from the video. Then you lower your heat to medium low. This is because we want the onions together with the crushed ginger and garlic to turn color evenly. This is a stew, so we have to ensure that our onions have turned to golden brown, and this is because it adds flavor. So keep on stirring until the onion and the crushed ginger have turned to golden brown evenly. You can see how our onions and the crushed ginger have turned color evenly. So the next step, you're going to put in our tomatoes, and then we stir them nicely to ensure that they mix up well with the onions, and then you're going to allow them to simmer to a maximum of 2 minutes. Don't add in any water. The tomatoes are going to produce their own soup. After 2 minutes, you can see how our tomatoes had cooked so nicely. We stir them a little, and then we go to the next step. We are going to put in our seasonings, and ensure you check the description box. I have mentioned the seasonings that I have used. Then we put in the green bell peppers and carrots. Then we are going to put 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, and the type of soy sauce I'm using is dark mushroom soy sauce. Then you're going to add in water. Just put little water because you're going to allow the vegetables to simmer for a maximum of 4 minutes. So put in enough water and make sure to be checking in between. After 4 minutes, you can see how our vegetables have cooked so nicely, and they've given us a thick paste. Another tip I can share with you guys, if you want your soup to be a bit thicker, kindly please ensure when preparing your vegetables, ensure that you give them enough time to cook together with the spices. Then you're going to put in salt to taste. And then the next step, you're going to put in our green grams. On putting in our green grams, we stir them nicely so that it mixes up well with the vegetables. And then you're going to put in enough water because at this point, you're going to allow our stew to simmer for a maximum of 30 minutes. To get the best Ndengu curry, we are going to allow it to simmer for a maximum time. Even when you're preparing any cereals too, ensure that you give it enough time to cook. Depending on the quantity that you are using, give it enough time to cook. We are going to put in our bay leaves, and then we cover it and allow it to simmer for the next 30 minutes. When we are half of our cook time, we are going to come in with our coconut milk. We are only going to use 150 ml, and then we put in also the rosemary leaves, and then we allow them to simmer for the next 15 minutes. That is half of our cook time. Our curry is ready, so we are going to allow it to cool a little bit, and then we serve. And there we have our curry, guys. Just look how tasty. it looks, just from the looks. You can see how it looks so nice with a very thick soup. Another thing, my people, I humbly ask of you, ensure that you check on the description box about the ingredients and the measurement that I have used. And also it is on the description box I will have mentioned the tips in order to get the best Ndengu curry. Ensure that you try out the recipe and come back and tell me about the results in the comment section. If you're using the same quantity as mine, ensure that you check the description box, and maybe if you're using a larger quantity, ensure that you adjust the measurements. Thank you very much if you have watched up to this point. I really appreciate. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly please ensure that you subscribe, and also like the video and give it out a comment, and also share it out with your friends. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.